While the coronavirus remains a large concern, there are constant changes that are happening at all levels in response to this global pandemic.
Welcome to our second remote newscast, where we'll discuss the ever-changing numbers and how you can stop them from climbing.
School districts around the state are restructuring to keep students and staff safe. Today, hear what steps Davison is taking after the governor's decision to close schools for the remainder of the year. DTV News starts right now. On our last newscast, we looked into the numbers, diving into the state, national, and global statistics of cases and the number of deaths. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Allen.
And I'm Riley Wilcox. When we started our coverage on March 11th, Michigan only had 2 cases and 0 deaths. Since then, those numbers have risen to 15.7 thousand cases and 617 deaths as of today. On the national stage, the number of cases has gone from just under 700 to nearly 340,000. with deaths going from 25 to 9.6 thousand.
Worldwide, the number of cases has increased from 37.3 thousand to 1.3 million, and the death toll has gone from 1,130 to 70.8 thousand. But there is a silver lining. On the global scale, 271,000 patients have recovered as of today, 17.7 thousand of which are from right here in the U.S.
Today I'm signing an executive order to close school buildings to students for the remainder of the school calendar year. All in-person instruction for K-12 students will be suspended, and all school buildings will be closed for the remainder of this school year. This doesn't mean our kids will stop learning. Each district must develop an alternative learning plan for students to continue their education during this time.
On Thursday, April 2nd, Governor Gretchen Whitmer canceled the remainder of the 2019-2020 school year, causing students, staff, and the state as a whole to ask more questions about their students and their education. With a statewide shutdown of all schools, many districts are restructuring, attempting to make this transition as smooth as possible. Of course, the Davison district is no exception to these mandated school closings and will soon be experiencing changes of its own. DTV was able to speak with Davison Superintendent Kevin Brown about some of the school-related cancellations we will see because of the statewide closures.
There are a lot more questions than answers right now. So let's start with what we do know. We do know that school has been canceled for the remainder of this school year. That means not only school attendance, but it means extracurricular activities, events, field trips. As of right now, all of those things have to be canceled. There will be no spring sports season. The things like field trips, every year we do a Washington, D.C. trip for 8th graders. That's going to be canceled. Our band trip to Florida is canceled. And even some of our significant events for our seniors, prom, senior honors night, and graduation, as of right now, have all been canceled. Now we're gonna look at graduation and some of these things and try to figure out a way to make that happen. If it means postponing it well into the summer, we can do that. I hate to give anybody any false hope though, because there's really no guarantee that we'll be able to do anything like that, especially because it gathers so many people together, and we don't know really what the future holds right now.
Like Mr. Brown says, there is still a lot we do not know, as this is the first time we have dealt with a situation at this scale. However, the Davison School District is focusing on the continuation of learning and instruction to their students.
On Monday, hopefully on Monday, April 13th, we're going to be implementing a district distance learning plan. I've been working with my administrative staff on what that looks like. We have about a 20-page document that we're in the process of finalizing right now. It's required to be approved by the Genesee Intermediate School District. So we're going to get that sent to them today or tomorrow, and hopefully by next week that will be approved. We're going to provide some professional development for our teachers. We're going to identify those things that we really want kids to be able to know and do for the next 9 weeks or so. And we're going to try to implement that plan as of April 13th. Once we do get it finalized and approved, we'll post it on the website for everybody to see. But again, these are These are very challenging times, and there are a lot more questions than answers, and we'll try to keep people posted and answer questions as best we can when we have the answers available for them.
DTV will continue to keep you updated as new information rolls in. Be on the lookout for future episodes of Brown's blog. All episodes can be found on our website, Twitter, and YouTube. School closings have brought forth many emotions from students and staff. Davison teacher Ms. Abenaj tells us how she's feeling about the shutdown as an educator, a mother, and as the Davison prom sponsor.
How hard has this been for the teachers?
Very hard, because I think that we all miss our kids and walking into the building every day and seeing each other. I actually was helping yesterday distribute food at Central and ran into Mrs. Condell, who's a good friend of mine, and I was so excited just to see her. We obviously stayed 6 feet apart, but it was really nice to see her and see some of the kids drive by and just see people's faces. It's hard when you're used to being with the kids every day and seeing the kids every day and not being able to do that. So I'm sure it's been equally or more hard on you guys, but it has been hard on us too.
So what are your senior plans for the rest of the year?
Well, I mean, as of right now, everything's kind of still, the governor made the decision earlier this week, obviously, as everybody knows, to close the buildings for the rest of the year. So that means all the activities that the school had planned are also canceled. So, in regards to stuff that I take care of, prom, obviously, and I know that they're working on graduation things. That has not yet been completely canceled. I think they're going to try to do the best that they can to do something for that. But the issue, I think, is that we don't have a set date. Like, the medical professionals haven't told us, like, on June 1st, everything will be fine. We don't have that date, so we can't make plans for things because we just don't have a set date yet. So as of right now, everything, most of the activities are on hold or canceled, and we'll just have to do the wait and see thing.
From a mother's perspective, how does this affect you as a mother?
Oh, well, I'm home with my kids, obviously. I have at home with me, I have a 13-year-old and 8th grader, and then a 2nd grader at Gates. And their teachers have all done a really good job of sending things on Google Classroom to keep them busy and keep them occupied. But it's hard to keep them occupied. I was telling Mr. Scott earlier that, they want to see their friends. They want to play sports, all the things that you guys want to do. Same thing. And as a parent, it's really hard when they are sad to have to keep that up, but we have to keep everybody safe. So that's the deal.
DTV also spoke with DHS senior Jacob Crotto. He talks with DTV's Haley Croft about the shock of the closure and how the shutdown made him look at the pandemic in a different light.
So what was your the schools just got shut down yesterday. So what was your first reaction to that happening?
Well, I was kind of like in a state of shock. Like, I knew it was coming because my parents have been like, you're not going to have like the rest of your year. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. But, as soon as it like actually hit, I was kind of in a state of shock because like I'm a musician. So everything that I've been in, whether it's the musical, whether it's the Flint Youth Symphony Orchestra, my tour got canceled, my trip got canceled. So like, it's just a state of shock that everything's been canceled. So now I have free time.
Did you ever think that like this would happen? Did you ever think it would end like this way?
I thought at first, I was like, oh, we'll be fine. Like, they'll like shut down the school, bleach it, we'll be fine. We'll come back the next, like after the weekend, but then everything shut down. And I was like, great. Because the first indicator was my Flint Youth Symphony trip to France and Germany got canceled. And I was like, oh, so it's that serious. So as soon as the school shut down, I was like, well, no surprise there. But then it was like 3 weeks, and then it was like, oh, we're tacking on another week. And I was like, okay, whatever. It's like just another week. And then they were like, okay, now we're going to the end of April. And I was like, great. And then they were like canceling school year. And I was like, kind of saw that coming, but wish it didn't happen,
How would you like to see this all play out in the end?
Well, I would personally like to see this all play out, fizzle out by June, because graduation's there, my open house is there, it would be like the last time I'd get to see my friends, because we had our like last day of school ever, last class period, last concert. None of us knew it was coming, so none of us like really got to say goodbye.
We can only hope that this weight will be lifted soon. In the meantime, call or FaceTime your friends and your loved ones. We are all missing our people. Before the unexpected closing, some students were working hard to earn college credit through the AP program. The national AP exam scheduled to take place in May will now be taken remotely. Each exam date, topics covered, and format may vary. If you are still planning to take your exam, head to the College Board website or check your College Board account email to find all the information you need so that you can do your very best. The College Board has also released review videos for several subjects. To find the full schedule, check out the College Board Instagram page. As of now, information has not been released about how students who don't have access to the internet will take the exam. However, the College Board is working on it. One of the best things you can do right now to protect yourself is to wash your hands. DTV's Emily Ferrante shows us the proper way to do that today.
Proper hand hygiene is very essential in order for this crisis to come to an end. So start by rubbing your soap all over your hands, front and back, to make sure you get all over and don't even miss a tiny spot. Then going in between your fingers to make sure you get all up in there, to make sure you don't forget anything. And then going over your nails, rub them across your hands in order to get all those germs off your nails and under your nails as well. Then go up to the wrist just like you're wearing a glove to make sure you don't forget anywhere, even underneath. And now you're all set.
The coronavirus has left some athletes feeling robbed. Coming up, here from one spring athlete and how he has been affected.
And even if the fate of spring sports is out of our hands, your physical health is not. A DHS teacher tells us how we can stay active during this time.
5:30 and then some.
Davidson is going for the upset.
For that strong arm.
In our last newscast, we talked about how some athletes had their playoff runs cut short. Spring athletes, however, didn't even get the chance to start. Good evening, Davison. I'm Mason Volunteer. From lacrosse to track to softball, many athletes never got to get out to the fields for important tryouts this year with the cancellation of all athletics. DTV's Kate Lawrence got the chance to catch up with senior baseball pitcher Ryan Webster about the memories he's made and his wishes for his teammates and coaches.
So, did you ever think that your senior year would end this way?
No, of course not. I mean, I was more excited for the team and everything else, being able to play with my time and all my coaches that I've had for the past 3 years. I would never have thought this senior year would end like this.
So what was your reaction when you found out that your spring season had been canceled?
I was devastated. I mean, back to the coaches and the players. We worked hard for 3 years to be able to have our senior year be the year where we have a chance to go all the way to states, regionals, even win districts. So, I mean, I was devastated, and I can definitely tell the rest of the team was devastated too.
What are some of the memories that you have from the past 4 years?
Memories. Probably just making friends with all of them and being brothers and making a brotherhood with all of them. Favorite memory, I don't really have one. I mean, just being with the team was always one of my favorite memories, and being with all the coaches. I'm blessed to have my travel team. I've been able to get into their facility, and I've been able to do different things by myself, of course. I've been able to go outside and play catch and stuff like that with my dad, or I've been able to go to their facility and hit and stuff like that. But I know a lot of people don't have that option, so I'm definitely blessed with that. I wish all the players that this was their last season the best of luck, and hopefully they can find a travel team to play on. And I wish all the rest of the coaches and the players I would play with a good life and good luck the rest of the way.
Webster plans on heading to Palm Beach Atlantic for college. Physical health is something you can't skimp out on, and quarantine can make it harder to stay active. DHS's very own Mr. Alderson has 10 exercises to help you get up and get moving when you're stuck at home. Check it out.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I was asked to put together some exercises, maybe a little workout using bands, and we do have some bands here. I thought this was a really good idea. So you can, whatever you have, if you have anything, but here's various types of bands. Me and Heather are going to demonstrate using these two. So I'm going to start and go through some upper body exercises. and then Haley's going to show you a few lower body exercises. So I'm going to start with the chest press. All right, and you can do how much tension that you think you can do. All right, so here's what a chest press would look like. Okay, full extension chest press. Okay, here is a shoulder press exercise. So a shoulder press. I'm going to squat down a little bit because I'll hit the ceiling if I don't. Shoulder press. Right? And here is shoulder raises. Okay, so here obviously we'll go both hands, shoulder raise. Then I've got...
Was that the upright row?
Now I've got upright rows. Upright rows. Okay, and it seems like I have bicep curls. Bicep curl. And then I have tricep extension here. Again, both hands. And I believe that's it for me. I have one more.
You have the band pull-aparts.
Band pull-aparts, yeah. The one. Band pull-aparts. Good. And now Haley's going to give you 3 lower body exercises. She's going to start with the squat. Front squat. Good. Now she's going to do a lunge. Good. Obviously, she'll go both legs. And now she'll do the glute extension. Keep that band on her foot. You may have to wrap it. It depends on what band you have. Okay. And then obviously she'll do both legs here. Keep that chin up. And there you go. There's 10 exercises. There are multiple more exercises. I think me and Haley will try to put together another 10 within the next week or so. Stay active, stay safe, stay positive.
Great exercises, and you don't need much space to do them. I'm gonna have to give those a shot sometime. Alrighty, Davison, that's all for me. Like Mr. Alderson said, stay positive. I'll send things back over to Riley and Rebecca.
Thanks, Mason. Many of you may be wanting to try some new things during this quarantine, like cooking. Up next, Jillian Tate helps us take our pasta dishes up a notch with a new Alfredo sauce.
Pasta is a dish that's an easy go-to for any family. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn up the flavor and make a rose Alfredo that takes your dinner to a whole other level. First, take half a cup of butter and throw it in the pan with 1 teaspoon of garlic. Add 2 cups of heavy cream, then add 1 teaspoon of tomato paste. Bring that baby up to a simmer. While this is happening, take a block of fresh Parmesan cheese and shred it. You're doing great. Sprinkle in 1 cup of freshly grated parm to your sauce. And here, if you want to add chicken or shrimp, you can, or you can just have it plain. Make your pasta and voila! Delicious, easy, and full of Parmesan perfection. To see the full recipe, check out the article on dtvnews.org. Remember, Davison, get your flavor on.
Thanks, guys. Remember to keep yourselves busy. Now is a time to learn something new or improve a skill that you already have. Keep your mind clear and keep it occupied.
To stay updated during this pandemic, check out our website, dtvnews.org. There you'll find important information about what schools are doing, the latest Browns blog episodes, and even the lunch schedule for Davison Community Schools. You can also find all of this on davisonschools.org. Don't forget to subscribe to us on our YouTube page, DTV News. Be sure to turn notifications on so you know each time we upload our video diary series, Life During COVID-19. During this series, DTV students share what they have been doing in quarantine, some ideas for staying occupied, and even some frustrations. You can also find them by heading over to our Facebook page, DTV News, and Twitter page at DTV_official.
To keep things light and fun, DTV is continuing our online polls for DTV Choose. A recent debate between some of our staff led us to this week's poll. Do you prefer to shred your own cheese, or do you like pre-shredded cheese? Let us know by going to our Twitter or our Facebook page. With the graduating class of 2020 missing out on a lot, ABC 12 decided to spread the love a little bit.
Originating on Facebook, parents of seniors are decorating front doors with achievements from their child's high school careers, from sports jerseys to club tees.
ABC 12 is featuring a few of these using the hashtag ABC12 Senior Shoutout on air as a way to celebrate this year's graduating class. Even Riley got a special shout out.
I did. You can find that video on our YouTube page, DTV News. Seniors, decorate your door and you can be featured too. This can be something we all do together as a class of 2020. Remember to stay informed and alert without panicking.
Practice good hygiene and social distancing, and go outside too. Sit outside or go for a walk.
This is new to us all. From all of us here at DTV, we hope you are doing well and we will see you soon.